Everything I do challenges the status quo of being a voiceover and the arbitrary gatekeeper rules of who can be successful and why. I do this by ignoring what the powers that be say is acceptable in marketing, in pricing, and where I choose to get my freaking work, and if I can even create my own demo or not. I show voiceover artists how to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. Want to learn? So the big question is this: how do voiceover artists like us who are looking to take our careers to the next level, but don't buy into the claims of needing expensive equipment and demos, start bringing in new clients? How do you follow a clear path to changing your voiceover side hustle into your full-time job and stick it to those that said you couldn't? Those are the questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Earl Hall, and welcome to In the Booth with Earl Hall, where we know how to grind and don't quit. Hey guys, and welcome into In the Booth with Earl Hall. Great Monday morning to you. So glad you could be here with me today. I'm figuring it out. I have an internet upload speed issue. That's why my videos are buffering. It will all be taken care of within the next 7 days. Just ordered a brand new business class internet package. So we're going to get rid of all of this buffering. When you're trying to use your home studio with everyone else on Netflix and Xboxes and smartphones and tablets, it slows the whole works down. So we figured that out. At least I know it's not my computer. It is my upload speed for my videos, but the show must go on. So I apologize for the buffering that you're going to experience over the next couple of days, but the show must go on. I got to get you guys this information, but just think of how pristine this broadcast is going to be once we get all of this stuff sorted out with my internet connectivity. How was your weekend? First of all, I want everyone, go ahead and let me know who is in with me today. If you're here, no matter where you're from or who you are, go ahead and let me know so that I can see that in chat. And I would love to just know who is in with me. I'm not sure why some of this stuff, there it goes. Okay, so we got it going on here. All right, go ahead and put in a comment. Doesn't matter whether you're listening on Facebook. I've got 2 channels on Facebook, Steps to Voiceover Success, and also Earl Hall Studio. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Also over on Twitter or Periscope, you can find me at Earl Hall VO. And of course on YouTube, watching me on YouTube is very easy, and the most beneficial, by the way, is just youtube.com/Earl Hall Studio. Thanks so much for being a part of what we've got going on today. Now, today's show, and I'm looking at a couple of things here. Today's show is all about a phone call, literally, that I just had with a potential new client. And it was an eye-opener for me. I got a chance to kind of dive deep and ask some questions. It was about a 35-minute phone call based on some email marketing that I did just last week. And the person opted to want to have a phone call with me. So obviously, I accepted that, and we got that underway. So here's the deal. Today's a total broadcast, and obviously you can put in your questions, say hello in chat, all that kind of good stuff. But it's a full reveal on why clients are literally looking for you in conjunction with or instead of going to a pay-to-play site like a Voices.com or Voices123. Sure, they're still going to use them. But here are some things, and I think this is tremendous insight for brand new voiceover artists, for people that are looking to really hit this thing hard. We've still got a little bit of summer left, and a lot of things are going to be happening over the course of the next couple of months with potential clients that are out there, as well as with you. But it's all going to start with your marketing efforts. But now, if let's just say you're an outstanding marketer and you really know how to get some traction on getting some new clients, let me move my mic down here. One of the things that you want to make sure that you have ready is your business. One of the things that I discussed with this potential client is that so many VOs that are out here, some of them understand their VO and their mics and their DAWs and things of that nature. They understand it pretty well, but they have no clue on how to get new business. And this is why so many people, voiceover artists in particular, go to sites, basically pay-to-play sites, because they're not comfortable with marketing themselves, or they simply just don't know how to. And if you don't know how to market yourself, you rely on some of these different services that are out there, and they're taking a big chunk of your money, is basically what's happening. They're taking a big chunk of your money. So in order to alleviate, and when I say big chunk, 20% is a nice chunk of your money. It really is. I mean, $1 for every 5 that you make is 20%. So every $5 that you make, you're only actually making 4. Do the math on that and see what's coming out of your check and your VO services that you're getting. Now, when you know how to market yourself appropriately, you become something that most VOs are not, which are business people. And a business person understands marketing. A business person understands that they're going to have to market themselves in order to get that business. When I talk to this person, let me grab the notes that I was taking here during this conversation. You've got to know a little something about audio processing. One of the pet peeves that potential clients have when they're using sites like a Voices123 or Voices.com, I'll just say pay-to-play sites, they could get upwards of 100, 200 auditions on a single job. And that job could pay a nice, good chunk of money. $500 for a 1-minute read. It's pretty good money. It's about 20 minutes worth of work when you end it all. Do the processing and all that stuff, corrections and all that. It's about a 20-minute process for a one-time shot. $500 is not a bad gig to get for something like that. Hey, what's up, Shell? Now, one of the pet peeves when you're looking through, let's just say 100 auditions and you're a potential client, is that 10 of them may be good. But you've got to weed through that entire 100 to find the gems. This is the reason being, on sites like Voices or pay-to-play sites, you've got a tremendous amount of newbies that are on these sites. These newbies don't understand microphone technique. They don't understand their DAW, how to process their voice appropriately. They don't understand one of the biggest things that needs to be understood is your recording space. Your recording space has to be dead. It's got to be a dead space. And here's what I mean by that. And I've done this before. I'm going to do it again because I think it's important. First of all, if you're just in a room with no treatment around, nothing on the walls as far as, noise dampening or whatever, you're going to have an issue. Flat surfaces, basically every surface in your home, creates an echo. Every single one creates an echo. How you determine if you're in a good recording space, I call it the clap test. Now, if you do the clap test, you're going to hear an echo, or you are not. If you do the clap test, that clap is going to reverberate off of walls, and it's going to echo back at you. You'll hear it. You'll hear it very clearly. The recording space that you want to be in does not have to be a fancy booth. It just doesn't. But it does have to be dead. It does not have to be soundproof, but you want to make sure that there's no sound around. And if you're recording in your home, you want to turn off things like fans. You want to turn off your AC. Yeah, it may get kind of hot in your apartment if you live in an apartment and you're trying to do a voiceover session for a couple of hours. But the thing is, as quiet as you can get it is as quiet as you want it. And doing that clap test is going to determine if you're in an appropriate recording space. Newbies don't get this. I'm not making fun. I did the same freaking thing. When I go back 12 years, when I first started this whole thing in voiceover, I had no clue about that. I was recording in a room, just, no treatment at all on my walls, nothing. And I was, that echo, I still have some of those recordings that I listen to now. It's not what you want. This is a pet peeve of many people that go to places like a Voices.com or Voices123, any pay-to-play site. A potential client listed another one, Voice Realm, things of that nature. And he had different pet peeves about different types of sites, pay-to-play sites. And I was just so grateful that he opted to share this information with me, but all it took was me asking. After we had a conversation about his needs, I started asking some questions, basically from a standpoint of I want to make sure that I give you what you're looking for. So I want to understand, some of the pain points that you have. What are some of the things that are just irritating you right now about the voiceover, auditions that you're getting? So he shared, and he kind of went in. He went in on a couple of things, which really, really helped me to be able to bring this to you now. I was going to be talking about something else today, but I said, you know what? No, I'm going to talk about this because I think this is very valuable for my audience, for you folks that are out there. So one of the biggest things is processing your voice. most of these places, at least this particular type of client that does a lot of internet delivery type stuff, he does a lot of, his clients are people that are looking to market on things like Facebook, YouTube, the different social media channels that are out there. So he's creating ads for Fortune 500 companies all the way down the line. So he's used to paying good money for voiceover. The things that bother him so much about what goes on in the voiceover industry are a couple of things. When he really went in on things, the thing that he really went in on was something I had never heard before, which is why I thought this would be so valuable to bring this to you today. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But when you look at having to go through so many auditions and people not having an appropriate space to record in, sending in auditions, not listening or not reading fully the requirements. This particular client makes video. So what he said was, you know what, Earl, we'll send in something and we'll say, watch this video and follow the cadence of the video, or follow the melody is what he called it. Follow the melody of the video. He goes, and I can tell which ones actually watched the video, and I can tell which ones did not watch the video. Those that did not, we can immediately tell. The next out, they're gone. When you're doing an audition, it is very vital that you read every word of the description of what it is that your client wants. And I've heard this pet peeve over and over and over again. As much as I talk about pet peeves in regards to, potential clients sending us an audition, and the only thing it says is we need a 30-second voiceover. That's not an instruction. I don't know what you want with that. You're giving me a script. You don't have any direction on what's to be said in the script, how the read is, what you want it to be. He goes, Earl, we get very descriptive on what it is that we want. We'll even send in a video, but people don't watch the freaking video. They just bust out an audition and they think they did something and they've done nothing but tick us off. And so they basically go on a list. We don't use them anymore. We never even ask them for anything anymore. That is one of the biggest things, especially with newbie voiceover artists, getting a clear understanding of what is required of you. A clear understanding of what is required of you. When you listen to voiceover, and this is your job, and for this particular person I was talking to, he weeds out who he wants and who he doesn't. And he says, I can determine a couple of seconds. A couple of seconds, you either got it or you don't. That's all you got. That's all you got. So you want to make sure that you're getting as much information as you can get before you send off that audition. And when you finish the audition, listen to the audition that you did. Now, while I've got this on my mind, this is another thing that I want to say. And you're going to have to make this determination really for yourself on whether or not you want to do this. I'm hopping over to Facebook here quickly to see who's on and if anyone has any questions. And if you do, feel free to go ahead and put your questions into chat on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, wherever, or Periscope, wherever you're listening from. Go ahead and put in your comments and or questions, and we'll go from there. We've got Sandy Chamberlain. I got alerted as I thought it was 10 a.m. this morning when I was so excited to see you. Great. Glad to see you here, Sandy. Glad you're here. William, hey, Jacksonville, Florida. How you doing? Hey, the guy that I'm talking about right now is out of Florida. It's the potential client that I'm talking about that gave me all of this information. Now, what I'm about to tell you is a determination that you're really going to have to make for yourself if you want to do this. But here is what came out of this conversation in regards to auditions. When we normally do auditions for a potential client, or we're doing a read and we're trying to get a job, we'll typically read about 1 minute, or we won't read the whole script. We'll just basically read a good portion, or about 30 to 60 seconds worth, and we'll send that audition in. He gave me some insight that no one else has ever given me. So I was very glad to have this conversation. And it's also another reason why I'm so glad that I had that conversation and I changed what I was going to talk about today to talk about this. What he told me is that he's had clients and they'll get in all of these auditions, and the person that reads the whole script he's seen more times than not that person that read the whole script as opposed to just a portion of the script get the job. He said, now I understand your perspective and I understand a lot of VOs. You want to make sure that someone's just not going to steal your work and that they're just going to use your voiceover and not pay for it. He goes, but I don't know. He goes, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, but I've seen it over and over and over again from my clients. I've even suggested that they not use the person that did the full read because I thought someone was better that didn't do the full read, but they were stuck on that person that did the full read. It was something that happened in their mind that made them think, no, this is the person that we want to work with. I'm tossing this up and down. For this particular client, I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. So he's going to be sending me auditions for my group. But I've made the decision that with this client, we're going to do the full reads. For some other auditions that I do, I'm basically going to do a 50-50 split test on this. I'm going to split test doing full auditions and piece of an audition. Basically, piece of the script, I should say, rather than audition. But I'm going to test this out for myself to see what happens. But to get that kind of insight, from a potential client was really huge for me. What do you guys think about that? How do you feel about reading the whole script? Now, I'm not talking about this client doesn't do anything more than about 60 to 120 seconds worth of audio. So we're talking about 1 to 2 minutes here of actual audition. What do you think about that? Because I wouldn't be doing this for long form narration or an entire e-learning project or something like that. But for a short project, and when I say short, I'm talking about 1 to 3 minutes, and I can just crank that out. What do you think about doing the full read? Is it something that scares you? I can tell you, I'm a little bit, I'm iffy about it myself, but I'm a risk taker and I'm going to take the risk. What do you guys think? Let me know in chat what it is that you think about doing that. Now, here's the kicker. This person that I talked to is an audio engineer. He does audio for films, excuse me, movies, and things of that nature. And so he's an audio engineer. He knows what he's doing. We had some in-depth technical conversation about some things as well. And he said towards the end of the conversation, he goes, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. This is the biggie. This is the big one for me." He said, the biggest weakness that I see in voiceover talent, and I'm picking up my note here so I can really read it. The biggest weakness is people not understanding how to mirror a read or my melody or accent words. He's like, when I speak, or he goes, sometimes what I'll do is I'll put out a video, I'll do the VO myself, send that video to the voiceover artist, and I'll say, I want you to follow my melody on this. I want you to follow my cadence, but do your thing. But I need you to follow this melody. I need you to accent these words. He goes, and he's very, very specific. He goes, it is so rare that I find someone that will take my direction and actually do it. Do it. That was the thing that really got him, was that more than anything else. And probably the reason he got it is because it's probably something that happened relatively recently. So it was fresh in his mind, and he may have had to go, back and forwards with this a couple of times to see. Shell says it's a no-brainer. How can you emote what you haven't read? Exactly. Definitely true. Now, with all of that being said, so many times I think when we get an audition, especially when you're new, we feel like, oh my gosh, I've got to crank this out quick. Now, that is true. You've got to be quick about cranking out your audition, because with all of this stuff, the early bird gets the worm. That's pretty much the deal. They're going to if you put yourself in the mindset or the position of someone that's hiring VO talent, and you've got a client, say you're a video producer and you've got some VO you need on your video, you've got a deadline that you've got to get this product to your client. So when you put out a request for auditions and you get them in, you're going to have a cutoff point. You're going to say, okay, I'm not taking any more auditions. It's going to be an arbitrary number that they make up. It's not something you'll ever know. Some people may say 100. Some people may say 10. Okay, I'm not doing any more than 10 auditions. Now, here's the thing. From every person out there that's hiring voiceover talent, They love being able to call on the same people over and over and over again. The only reason that any of us are going to get work is because we did something extraordinary. It may be in how you interpreted the read. It may be because you followed the instructions to the letter. It may be because you got your voiceover in very, very quickly and they needed something very, very quickly and your voice was what they were looking for. That all being said, being the easiest person to work with is gold. What do I mean by easy? You follow instruction, you deliver on time. You basically do the bare basics. It's really the basics of being a business owner. You do what you're told for your client, and then you exceed that expectation. There are several ways that you can exceed that expectation. When you begin to understand what the client wants, in particular with audio processing, how to process your voice and things of that nature, you're going to know specifically how they want to receive their information. So you deliver it to them that way. You're going to also be able to bust out things relatively quickly, which is going to impress them. Some VOs play this game, and I know they do. Well, I've got 48-hour turnaround. In today's advent of the home studio, there's no reason why you can't do 24-hour, if not same day. You don't have that much work. I know you don't have that much work. Being able to turn around stuff quickly is impressive in an industry that is looking to nickel and dime. And a lot of people in this industry are looking to nickel and dime. I had a gig last week. It paid $400. The client sent over, hey, can you change this one line? It was literally 4 words. I know that there are voiceovers out there that would have said, oh, well, that's a pickup line. I'm going to have to charge you another $50, $75 for that. I didn't charge him a dime. It took me less than 5 minutes to do that, and it wasn't a big deal. And that made that client happy. And you know what's going to happen? He's got voiceover artists that are out there that are charging him for pickup lines for that little bit of work. And it's irritating. And it's a way to get in and knock somebody else out of the box because you're willing to go above and beyond. You're willing to deliver. Now, I'm not talking about something that's going to take you, a long time to deliver. Of course, you need to charge for that. But for me, literally to sit in my studio, say 4 words, and email him back is not a big deal. But you've got the ones that are out there. Well, we need to be paid every time. Okay, fine. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to steal all your clients because I'm willing to do what you're not willing to do. It's that simple. It's about customer service and about going above and beyond and doing the things that no one else will do. It's just that simple. We had a conversation, the same potential client and I, this morning, literally it was less than an hour ago, about the home studio. And we were pretty excited about the conversation. And what we were talking about was what I've been saying for weeks now, that the future is the home studio. That is the future, your home studio. And it's the reason why you need to be able to do audio processing appropriately. You need to become an expert at audio production. You need to watch every freaking YouTube video you can to really learn what it takes to process for voiceover. Not for the specific type of voiceover you do. If you do explainer videos, you don't need to worry about how to do, radio stuff. You don't need to worry about, doing all that, all that type of stuff in your audio. What you specialize in is what you need to perfect in regards to your audio. We had the conversation that it's the future. It's what's happening. It's where it's going. And if you can get in a position where people call you first, and this is the conversation that I had. It was about a 35-minute conversation. His words were this. I made him an offer, and he said, Earl, we're going to get a project next week. I will send it to you first and your team. Before I send it to anyone, I will send it to you. I like what you're doing, and I think we can work well together as long as you're able to produce everything that you just said. That's all I needed was a shot. That's all you need is a shot. And if you don't understand how to do, how to sell or how to market yourself or how to put yourself out there, see, this is what it takes. I think too many voiceover artists hide behind pay-to-play sites. I think you hide behind freelance sites, and you're not willing to put yourself out there. This is one of the things, when I say put yourself out there, the bulk of my work comes through email marketing, direct email marketing. That's what I teach in VO Fast Track. You can find out all that information at steps2voiceoversuccess.com. Go there. You can get all the information you want in regards to what it is that I do and what it is that I teach. Steps2voiceoversuccess.com is an absolutely free site. Join it. Download, digest all the information that's there. If there's another step you want to take, I've got a private group that I teach in twice a week. I've got a session tonight where we're going to be talking about Facebook marketing and Facebook ads, because it is something else that voiceover artists do not pay attention to that I think needs to be, especially while Facebook advertising is so cheap to do. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there. And if you're scared to be the face of your business, you really don't have a business. You've got to become more than a voiceover artist. You've got to become a business person and an outstanding marketer. Okay, that's what I had for today. If you guys have any questions, now would be the time to ask before I go off air. So go ahead. I'm going to flip over here to Facebook, and also going to see what's going on both of those channels between Facebook and YouTube. See if any comments. Hey, what's up, John? How you doing this morning? Okay, you are more than welcome, John. Just looking for comments before I choose to go off air. And inevitably, as soon as I start my exit music, you guys have a question every time. But that's okay. The main point of everything that I want to make sure that I Shell, tonight, the VOFT session tonight is at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is the time of the VOFT session tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can get there if you, I don't know. I've got people in there now, and I talk to so many people today. If you are a member of VoiceOver Fast Track, and you must be because you use the words VOFT. It's 7 p.m. tonight. Anyone that wants to understand or learn more about VoiceOver Fast Track, it's 30 days free if you join. You can see if this is for you or not. You're going to have access to information that's not on YouTube, that's not anywhere for free. It is an intense learning session that we go through with voiceover artists. All we talk about is growing your voiceover business. All we talk about is marketing, the things to do. The success stories that are coming out of VOFT are blowing my mind. If you want more information, go to steps2voiceoversuccess.com. Just go to steps2voiceoversuccess.com. You will see a section, one of the links will say VOFT. Now, once you get to steps2voiceoversuccess.com, just join for free, sign up, join, and you're going to have access to all the free information that's there. The second step would be, if you want to get involved with VOFT, VoiceOver Fast Track, then you can do that. You can sign up. It's 30 days for free. You can cancel anytime, but I want you to get in and have access to see if this is actually for you or not. I don't want you paying up front and then all of a sudden you figure out, well, yeah, this is too hard. I don't know if I want to do this. So you get in, 30 days free. Just go do it. It's not going to hurt. You're not going to be out anything. So just go ahead and do that. And like I said, tonight we're going to be talking about Facebook marketing, Facebook advertising with Facebook ads. It is the thing to do. No one in VoiceOver is doing it. I will be doing it, and I will show you step-by-step process of what it is that I'm going to be doing. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and participate in that. And just taking one last look over here on Facebook to see what's going on. All right. Okay, that looks like that is my cue to where go ahead and I'm looking for something here that I can't seem to find, and I don't know why I can't find it. Maybe I deleted it. I'm not sure. Maybe. Nope, that's not it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like anything's happening. It doesn't seem like, oh, there it is. Okay. I always have trouble finding my exit music, and I don't know why. Every single time I have trouble finding where my exit music is. I want to thank everybody for joining in today. Thanks for participating in the live stream. I will be back here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, doing another live stream. Hopefully this time next week I will have my new internet connection up and running, so we won't be having lagging and buffering and all that other kind of stuff going on with that. So I definitely want to thank you for having your patience and bearing with me as we go through this technical stuff to be able to produce the best live stream content that I'm able to produce. You guys have a great Monday. Don't forget steps2voiceoversuccess.com. Make sure that you go ahead and sign up for that. It's absolutely free. And if you're interested in VoiceOver Fast Track, you get 30 days free on that. I will see you guys on tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. You have a great day.